This is before. And this is after. Welcome back to the Cobra Pit, whether you're a longtime viewer or a newer subscriber like M. Marglon. I see you. I appreciate every single one of you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Now, this product came across my feed, and I said, yes, 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 yes. It solves a problem for me. Now, I have a 2 EV home, and when I set up my 240 charger installation, I kind of thought about where to put it, where it'll be out of the way, but I didn't think too in depth about it. So the outlet is closer to my Model X, so that's no problem, right? But when I want to charge the Model 3, which is on the opposite side of the Model X, there's a problem. Now, I don't want my charging cable laying across the top of my Model X, so the next best place is on the ground. I mean, it's protected, right? But it's on the ground. And it's kind of an issue because my biggest concern is every time I'm like, oh no, don't run it over. Or make sure I don't hit the connector while it's plugged into my Model 3 while I'm backing out with the Model X. And it did give me some anxiety. I always have to remind myself or take a double look, but the time I don't, it could be a catastrophe. So I never really thought about any solution until I saw EV hover solution. And I said, yes, that's what I need in my life. So I received the package. It's nice and small and compact. Installation is pretty easy. All you need is a stud finder, scissors, a drill, a Phillips screwdriver, and maybe a ladder if you want to get up really high, but everything else is, included in the box. So the first thing I did was find out how high I wanted it. Now, I wanted it to be higher than the Model X, and you also have to think about leaving room for the cable that's going to hang underneath, about 6 inches just to be safe. So I took the whole unit over there and held it up to see about how high I wanted it. Once I got my desired height, I went ahead and marked it with a pencil, and then I took out my stud finder. You want to make sure you find a stud because there is going to be some weight on this, but you're only going to drill 3 holes. It's pretty straightforward, it's pretty easy. So taking out the wall mount bracket was kind of challenging at first. Well, you remove the screws and then you have to kind of figure out how this part comes out. There's a little tab that slides in at the top. So once you pull it out, you have to pull it down. So once you find where the studs are, you want to center the wall mount bracket and then you want to mark the top hole. At first I marked all 3 holes, but if you mark the top hole and then you drill it, then you can figure out the rest of it. Go ahead and drill the pilot holes and then you want to install the top screw. Now you see you have a little bit of wiggle room going both ways. Now you can check how level it is before you mark the other holes and drill for the other 2 holes. Of course, you want to make sure all the screws are tightened and then you can lift and go ahead and put the EV hover onto the wall mount bracket. Like I said, that little tab that goes on the top holds it secure, and once you bring it down, you just find a spot, you bring it down, and you add the 2 bottom screws. Now, they say that the bottom screws only need to be tightened by hand. Like I said, it's a pretty easy install. All right, now you can cut the safety straps. You didn't want to cut this before because you don't want the arm all wiggly while you're trying to mount it up there. Now you want to install the carabiners. You want to make sure that all the openings are in the same direction so it's easy for you to just throw them on there. They show you which holes not to put the carabiners in because it might be harder for it to lie flat against the wall. So they say you might want to skip the 4th and 7th positions from the wall. Now you're going to attach the hook at the end. There's a little screw that's installed on a J-hook. You pull it out, you put the pin through, and you put it right back in. They did give an adapter wall bracket, but for my setup, it won't really work out, so I'm not going to use it. It will hold the base of your mobile connector, but it just doesn't work with mine, so I'm not going to use it. But you might like it, you might need it, so it's nice that they did include it. All right, go ahead and put your charging cable in the carabiners. Make sure you allow enough length at the end of the charging cable to hang down below the hook to reach your car. And then you put the end of your charging cable in the J-hook. You can slightly pull the prongs apart to get a better fit, but the Tesla charger fits nicely over here on the left side. And there you have it. You can fold it back easily. I put it at a height that's not too high for my wife either. So it's just above the Model X where I can remove it. I can drive it out, pull it in, no problems at all. It's pretty easy to maneuver around. She had no issues doing it either. If there is one thing I would suggest is maybe make the carabiners a little smaller so it can make the charging cable a little closer to the EV Hover, but it works out fine. It looks great to me. I love it. I had a couple friends come over with Teslas and they loved it as well. I showed it off to them. And even if you don't have two vehicles, you can use this to, maybe you need to reach all the way over to your car, wherever your car is parked. I mean, find your use case for it and you might want to pick it up. There is a discount code, of course. I got y'all. And I only talk about promote things I really like and I really use. So this is something I really wanted. And if it's something that you might be interested in, the link is below. Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, Cobra told ya. All right, y'all.